yeah, so the high points and low points of my 2014 season. Jesus, how long have you got? I mean, it's yeah. Obviously, start of the year was kind of a bit of a low because obviously I went to Catalonia and I was aiming to be not so good because I was aiming for the Giro, but yeah, not as bad as I was, and I had a bit of an injury that went on to Amstel, and I still didn't like. It was still niggling a little bit, but just about got well for Flèche Wallonne and second podium in Flèche Wallonne, incredible. And then yeah, obviously the first crash of the year when I was in the infamous last corner of Liège that nobody's ever crashed on before, and I managed to prove everybody wrong that you can't crash there. So it's yeah, that really hurt. It's probably the first time I've ever cried at a race, but I picked myself up, and I think I actually said in an interview, well, it could have been worse. Could have broken my collarbone and missed the Giro. Shouldn't have said that, you know. So yeah, obviously you all know what happened next at the Giro. That fateful day in Belfast when I took down half my teammates, which was probably the worst thing about the whole year, actually inflicting that pain on my team, you know. Not only a horrendous time loss that cost Ryder time in the general classification, but also just the fact that I took down half my not only teammates but friends in a really bad crash. And although it was, I don't think it was my fault, it was still me that caused it. So it's kind of yeah, that was a really rough time, and it took me, I was in a pretty bad place mentally for a while, and it took me a while to yeah, it took me a few weeks to actually recover psychologically more than anything, not just, but yeah, then I managed to pick myself up again, and yeah, and obviously more motivated than ever to have a good end of the year. And yeah, it started with the Vuelta, which, yeah, incredible to be top 10 in my first time I've been top 10 in a Grand Tour, and really prove something to myself that I can actually do that. I always believed that I could do it, but it's one thing getting it down, one thing knowing you can do it and having the potential to do it, and the other thing is to get it down on paper. And even that wasn't really without its moments when I obviously toppled over a barrier, and like, I like to keep things interesting, don't like to make things easy for myself. So it's yeah, toppling over a barrier and yeah, making the last week of the race really difficult by taking the world's strongest antibiotics, it felt like, and really destroying my system that way. And yeah, that I finished the Vuelta really empty, but all that was left to do after that was just rest and try and get freshen up again for the end of the season races. Obviously Lombardy and Beijing, two more races that I've got a really good history in, and yeah, again this year, I mean, yeah, Lombardy, what can I say? It was incredible. I don't even think I've had time to actually let it sink in, because I got straight on a plane, basically flew to Beijing straight away. So it was a bit hectic for after Lombardy, but yeah, to win another monument, I mean, it's just, and the fashion that I won it in as well, it was yeah, it touched me, and it's a really important moment, and it's nice to be able to finish the year in such a high point, especially I think somebody just crashed. That pretty much sums up my year.